Here's a piece of really bizarre terrain. You could use it for anything that's sort of Cthulhu or alien or arcane or evil. It could fit any of those things really. So let's check this out. Begin with our usual 1-inch thick extruded polystyrene board. I'm using the Proxen hot wire cutting table here, but a knife will do fine also. Cut 4 pieces that are 1 inch wide and 6 inches long. On 2 opposing edges, measure down 2 inches and mark. Then on one of the 2 remaining edges, measure down 3 inches and mark. Connect the marks to make a V and then cut. Now this is a compound angle cut, and there is a proper way to do that, but it's not worth getting into here. Just use the lines you drew and cut through them freehand best you can. Now cut a strip of double corrugated cardboard, 6 inches long and 1 1/4 inch wide. Then 2 more strips, again 6 inches long but only a 1/2 inch wide, and hot glue them to the larger piece to make a cruciform like you see here. We'll call this the spine. Apply corrugation cladding, and then start hot gluing the foam pieces in place. I put the larger ones on the bottom, ensuring that they're flush with the spine, and then the smaller ones on top, about a 1/4 inch separated where I made that diagonal cut. This means that the top of the spine will be a 1/4 inch below the top of the foam. You may wish to paint the interior surfaces of the foam black before you attach them, but just leave some exposed area to make sure the glue can stick to it. This part's optional. I took some paper clips and stuck them into the main obelisk, teasing hot glue onto them for strength. And then to the other end I attached a 1 inch foam cube, again teasing hot glue for strength and also for looks. Cover the whole paper clip with hot glue and attach as many of these as you like. I kind of imagine they're like pieces of the obelisk sort of floating around it in a halo, dimensional or something like that. Black bomb. And then I took my airbrush and did all the edges with a forest green, fairly wide beam. You can do a healthy dry brush if you don't have an airbrush. Then I airbrushed a brighter, neon sort of green over all the same edges but closer in, a tighter beam. Finally, I edge highlighted with plain yellow. And last, I painted on some arcane symbols with white PVA glue and flocked them with gold glitter. And before we go to the table, I'd like to take a moment to thank all WCV sponsors. This week I draw your attention to Dungeon Cast by Dan Bocchini. Dan's designs are full-on custom resin casts. He's currently focusing on 1 1/4 inch grid tiles destined for box sets with playable D&D scenarios in them, basically an evening in a box. So click the link in the description below and check out the Dungeon Cast Facebook page. So here it is being used as Necron terrain in Warhammer 40k, but it makes a great centerpiece for whatever game you're playing. Fits well as a fantasy or a sci-fi feature. I am Wyloch, thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time.